All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. Today's video is going to be covering the weekly market analysis for January 6th till January 10th. And yeah, I hope you guys had a wonderful New Year's. And yeah, so coming into this week, I do want to go over that. I believe I stated this during last week's video. If I created one, I don't remember if I made one or not. But I do remember this though. However, that I did go over the monthly objective with you guys on my live streams. So, on my live streams, I have been stating that the monthly objective, right, for this monthly candle. So for December's monthly candle here, what can we anticipate for the next candle to do here on this monthly candle, right? We are anticipating some sort of open, high, low, and then something like that. I'm anticipating for previous month's low to be taken here. So on NQ, okay, I don't know why my camera just froze, but so on NQ, my monthly time frame or my monthly objective here was for us to take out previous month's low, and we took that out during last week's trading. So here you guys can see. So previous month's low is the draw of liquidity, and we ended up taking it out on, I believe this was on Thursday. So we completed the monthly objective here on Thursday. So now coming into this week, and I guess throughout the course of this month, the remaining time of this month, I no longer have a monthly objective. But however, let's go to the yearly candle here. So the yearly candle, 12 months, is this large, it's this large up close candle right here, right? So based on this yearly candle, I can anticipate the next yearly candle within the next year, I guess. I mean, it's a long time, but within the next year, I am anticipating for all-time highs to be taken again. And after we take out all-time highs, I don't really, it doesn't really matter to me what we do from there. But is it efficient for prices to have some sort of immediate rebalance all the way down into this blue line right here? IRB, immediate rebalance, right? Is it efficient for prices to trade all the way down to here? Not really. I am anticipating within the next year or so for us to create a yearly fair value gap, right? And I do want to see us create that yearly fair value gap, but it's just the beginning of the 2025. But I guess my anticipating coming into this next year is that we are most likely going to take out all-time highs again. We're going to create a yearly fair value gap, and depending on how we close on the 2025 year on that yearly candle will tell me if we're going to treat the yearly fair value gap as a breakaway gap or a gap that gets rebalanced. So this is something that I am anticipating, that this red box is something that I would anticipate for us to create here for prices, but it's still very, I mean, we're only 5 days into the new year, so yeah. So let's go down a couple of time frames, but hopefully that gives you guys a bigger scope on what I am thinking, what prices, or I'm anticipating prices to do. I mean, it's not a sure, prices should do this, but it's just something that I am anticipating. However, coming into this week, I don't necessarily have a bias on NQ. The way we close here on the weekly time frame, I'm not necessarily convinced, or there's no reason for me to choose or really say that okay, I want to see previous week's high get taken, or there's no reason that I want to say previous week's low should be taken, right? Coming into this week on NQ, I would elect to use the daily candles, intraday candles such as, the 4 hour, the 6 hour, etc. for a higher time frame bias. So no weekly objective or no weekly bias, but coming into Monday's price action, I am anticipating for Monday to take out Friday's high of day, right? I want to see Monday take out previous day high, and that stems from the idea, or that stems from this candle right here. This daily candle right here, where this blue line is drawing your attention towards, based on how we closed here on Friday, can we anticipate for Friday's high to be taken, which is the green line? Or can we anticipate Friday's low to be taken based on that red line, right? So for a simpler way for you to answer this question is the blue line closer to the green line or the red line? Well, visually looking at it, the blue line is relatively closer to the red line, or I'm sorry, to the green line. The blue line, which is Friday's close, is closer to the green line, which is Friday's high of day. So coming into Monday's price action, I want to see us open, create the low, manipulate, and then take out Friday's high of day. That would be my objective for Monday's price action. And I also am watching this dealing range right here, right? So this is, I believe, a daily dealing range. Yep. So from this daily swing high to this daily swing low, there is a dealing range. And a dealing range has this component called equilibrium, right? And equilibrium is essentially the separator between discount and premium. Discount is anywhere below equilibrium. So in this case, I will make discount a green shaded box, and premium will be a red shaded box. So I want to see on NQ this week if we have a willingness to trade up into that red area there, right? I want to see if prices has a strength, has the willingness to trade up into that area, but that is going to be shown through me on the daily time frame and the intraday time frames, right? I can't rely on the 1 minute time frame, the 2 minute time frame for a dealing range that is on the daily time frame, right? I'll use the daily candles, or maybe the 12-hour candles, 10-hour candles, 8-hour candles, those relatively higher time frames for an opportunity to take a trade into premium, right? I wanna take a long to go into premium to possibly go short, if that makes sense. But that is kind of all that I'm looking for here on NQ this week. Like I said before, no weekly objective here for NQ. However, I have a daily bias coming into on Monday. And one thing that I would draw your attention to here is, notice we have SMT here with NQ and ES, right? So NQ took out previous month's low. ES, we did not take out previous month's low. So that is a higher time frame SMT, right? That is a monthly SMT. So if this is the beginning of, possibly high prices, then this would be the place to, I guess, reverse, because every swing low is going to be accompanied by SMT, right? So it makes sense for us to reverse here higher, but I need to see how we react here at premium level, right? If we start getting displacement candles, that's going to tell me okay, the algo is really pushing for higher prices, But if we fail to create displacement candles here on the daily time frame, then I'll be a little bit hesitant, because if there is no displacement, no fair value gaps, that means there's not much strength to the upside, right? But yeah, so like I said, this week I would like to see us take out, I want to see it on Monday, Friday's high get taken, and possibly a retracement back into premium. And I kind of skipped over this, but the weekly news here for next week, we have NFP on Friday and Wednesday. We have ISM services PMI and JOLTS job openings on Tuesday. So this week pretty volatile. Not FOMC, NFP week tends to be higher or lower probability conditions or trading conditions. So just be aware of that. But yeah, that wraps it up for my NQ analysis. My ES analysis is essentially the same thing. Based on the weekly candle here, I'm not really too keen on selecting a side on the weekly time frame. My best bet is just to wait for the daily candles to form and relying on the daily candles for a bias, right? So this week, I'm not going to force a bias here for the weekly time frame. I'm going to elect to use the daily time frames, and like I said, the 4-hour time frame, the 6-hour time frame, the 8-hour time frame for some sort of intraday bias. However, like I said, Monday's price action, I do want to see us take out Friday's high up day, right? So coming into Monday, I want to see us take out previous day high and possibly a retracement back inside the premium level once again, such as NQ. I want to see us trade back inside this red box here on ES if we're going to maintain bullishness. But like I said, I don't really necessarily have a bias coming into the weekly time frame. I'm just going to continue to wait and see how the daily candles get created. But yeah, there's SMT here like I showed before at previous month's low with between NQ and ES. And going into here on the dollar weekly time frame, I would like to see us take out previous week's high. However, if we get some sort of immediate rebalance or we just consolidate this week, that's completely fine as well. One thing that I'm not anticipating this week is if we end up taking out previous week's low. And it's only reasonable for us to take out previous week's low on the dollar is if we disrespect this daily fair value gap that we are most likely going to create here on the dollar. So if we disrespect this daily fair value gap here on the dollar, I would like to see us possibly retracing back into the weekly fair value gap or closing within this candle's high. But yeah, if we're going to maintain our weekly objective, I do want to see us respect this daily fair value gap here, this daily BISI, right? So going into Monday's price action, however, so weekly time frame on the dollar, I want to see higher prices, but the daily time frame here on the dollar is suggesting that we are most likely going to rebalance this daily inefficiency on the dollar. So Monday's price action, I want to see us take out previous day low, and there is a dealing range here between this 4-hour swing low and this 4-hour swing high. And notice how prices are extremely close here to the discount level, right? So on the dollar at least, I want to see us rebalance the daily inefficiency and retrace back into discount here on the dollar and on, I guess, Monday's price action. But I believe that's going to be all for the weekly market outlook for the week of January 6th till January 10th. If you guys want to get a I guess, a faster release on these weekly market outlooks, I do post them on my Discord, a lot sooner than I do on YouTube. So make sure to check out my Discord if you guys are interested. And until next time, be safe.